Hey guys, I think today's been a pretty eventful day for Nintendo. If you guys seen the news, they had to change their forecast today, and it's a pretty big change. They went from 9 million forecast. I'm talking about Wii U sales, of course. 9 million sales forecast to about 2.8 million, and I don't know. Today I looked at it and I was like, okay, whatever. I saw the news and I was like, okay, whatever. And I saw like a whole bunch of videos in my YouTube subscription box, and I was just like, there's gotta be a little bit more to this. So at first I was I think the numbers came out their first forecast 9 million. That's about a couple months ago, I think. And I was like, all right, whatever, 9 million, yeah, they can do that, whatever. And I thought that was total. I thought it was total. That's not it. Apparently it's the how much they were gonna sell from March of 2013, I believe, to March 2014, and that they're not getting 9 million. So at first I thought that it was going to be total sales. So I think we use at like 5 million right now, 4 million, 5 million, almost 5 million, I think, and I thought it was going to be total. So I was dead wrong. So just because of the amount of attention this has garnered, and the doom and gloom articles that have come up again, I just had to make my own video and had to share my own opinions, because this is I don't know, this is it's definitely not good, but it's definitely interesting for Nintendo. So me personally, I'm a Nintendo fan. I'm not only a Nintendo fan, though. I don't like people who are only Nintendo fans or only Sony fans. Please, people, if you're a gamer in general, please go out and play games like, I don't know, God of War, what is it, Uncharted, Crash Bandicoot, Star Fox, F-Zero. Everyone's already played Mario and Zelda, but play different games. Please do that, because there's a whole different world out there that you're missing out on, and and yeah. So what's my train of thought for there? So please just go out there. If you're a Sony fan or a Nintendo fan, please go out there, purchase another system. Like, if you're a Nintendo fan, purchase a Sony system, or vice versa, and play some of the games. It's really interesting. Or if you want to check out some older games, like things from the Super Nintendo as well as the PlayStation 1 library, check out some exclusives. I definitely recommend exclusives, because they are the best of what the system can bring out, and they definitely bring out what the most of the system can do, and of course just quality titles in general. If they're not graphically impressive or visually impressive, they are usually just impressive in general. So 99% of the time they're usually impressive. So and not just the first parties, of course, third party exclusives, such as the Bayonetta coming out, Wonderful 101. I think Wonderful 101 didn't get that many great reviews, but it's still exclusive. Exclusives do usually one of the better games out there. So now that's out of the way, I'm not just a Nintendo fan, I'm a Nintendo fanboy. God. And I do like Sony products. I'm actually one of my favorite games is God of War and all that junk. And I said all that crap because I'm about to go on a rant on Nintendo, because they really need this. They really need a I don't know, they need a lot of stuff. They really need a lot of stuff. And this goes out to the fans too. Today I was going through my inbox and I saw like a lot of a couple different videos, like, I'm subscribed to Shokio and Dr. Trey. I've seen them talking a lot of junk, especially Shokio. He talks a lot about Nintendo fans, and what some of them do, not all of them, but what some of them do, and their habits. And like, me as a Nintendo fan, I don't like I just don't like, it's not all of them, because I believe Nintendo fans in general, they're a little bit more diverse than the other other console owners. I mean, not to say that they aren't, but I believe Sony fans, the ones that played the original Sony PlayStation, Xbox, not Xbox, God, Xbox, PlayStation X, or Xbox or PlayStation One. I keep saying Xbox. They kind of went out, and played different stuff too. So, and even PlayStation 2 owners. So, this is more directed towards the newer people. They're not too. They just kind of play that Sony thing or Xbox thing, whatever. But anyway, Nintendo fans in general, they're a bit more diverse just because they have to. What was I about to say? I lost my train of thought again. It's like at nighttime. I had to make a video on this, but anywho, what I was trying to say is what Nintendo fans have a tendency to do, and not all of them. I mean, this is a little bit of a niche, but they are kind of loud. Unfortunately, they have a tendency to just get kind of emotional and say hey, don't make a Star Fox, don't make a F-Zero. Let's make another Mario game. Let's make another Zelda game, because they sell more. And yeah, from a business perspective, that's a really good idea. It really is to make this franchise seems to be making a lot of money. Why not make another one? Why not make another sequel? Happens in the movie industry all the time. But from a gamer's perspective, I really hate when people say that, because you are the consumer, you are the gamer, this is your hobby. You should not be just asking for a Zelda or a Mario or just a God of War or Uncharted. Just branch out and play some different games, And that's one thing that really bugs me about Nintendo and some of those loyalist fans that they have, and it's just that Nintendo is actually quite greedy. They're a company, but they are quite greedy, and they do a lot of stupid stuff. I think people have this kind of view in Nintendo that they're not as greedy as Microsoft or I hit my mic, or as greedy as Sony. Well, the level of greed that Microsoft achieves is beyond holy. It's beyond anything I've ever seen. I think that Nintendo is just as greedy as Sony is, and they don't want to put out a Star Fox or F-Zero, even though fans have been asking for it for years. And to have that loud groups to say things such as, hey, don't make one, don't do this, don't do that, that's a big problem. That's a big problem. And I don't know, to put it shortly, shut up. Just please shut up. Please don't say things like that. That's only going to encourage them. You do not want to encourage a company to keep doing shit that they're comfortable with. Please just keep screaming for a Star Fox and keep screaming for an F-Zero. Just go to Miiverse, go to their Facebook page. I mean, I know people already do, because Nintendo of America does have a Facebook page and they have a Twitter page, I believe. I don't use any of that shit anyway, but I know that they do have it. I know Reggie talks to people, and Brill Chinen talks to people all the time. So I know people talk to them, and unfortunately, Nintendo of Japan doesn't listen to America that much. But just go to Miiverse, because I think Nintendo listens there the most. Because look at Earthbound. Look at what happened with Earthbound. That's a big movement. We haven't had, something like Earthbound to get localized to America is a pretty big thing, and just coming off the heels of Operation Rainfall, that's something pretty big too, So I really do hope that this trend continues, where we can have things like have Nintendo listen to their customers, because we are their customers. We pay a lot of money to these companies, and for them to keep shelling out these games that, yes, they're good. Like Super Mario 3D World is a very good game in my opinion. Pikmin 3, I didn't play Pikmin 3. I didn't really. 3D World and Zelda were the only ones that I played, and they were really good. They were fine, even though Zelda's a remake. They were really good. They were really fine. And I'm not saying that I don't want the next Mario. I don't want next Zelda. I'm not saying that at all. I'm looking forward to the next ground up Zelda. I'm looking forward to a kind of a Mario Galaxy-esque Mario game coming out. I'm pretty sure I mean, we all know this game's coming out in like a couple of years anyway. So whatever. But to have like something like Star Fox or something like F-Zero, that would be really nice to have. Like something like that. That's a really easy solution, and you don't have to make them yourself, Nintendo. You can just give them to someone like Platinum Studios or Platinum Games and something like that, or give them out to, I don't know, someone else. I know Sega at one point wanted to make a F-Zero game. I don't know why you didn't give it to them, but they could have made an F-Zero game, and it would have been really nice too. And I don't know. I mean, there's like a whole bunch of things. There's a plethora of things that Nintendo can do that to put it harshly, relevant. You know, I mean, the Wii U is not doing very well at all. The Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 just came out, and I think they're like right next to the Wii U in just like what, a month, 2 months. So there's a lot of things that Nintendo needs to do and a lot of things that they can do. Unfortunately, I think that they know what they can do. They're just very stubborn. I think Iwata is very stubborn. He's very stubborn. He's very prideful. He does not want to. I think he came up with the idea of having the Wii U and the second screen and all that junk, and he does not want to give it up. He doesn't want to be wrong, and that's why we're in the situation we are in. Whereas the Wii U is not doing very well and not and having these forecast drops. Such as we're seeing today, and in general, there's a lot of just these simple things that the Wii U could have done. Wii U can do. It still can do these things. It's not all doom and gloom. It still can do these things. That it can do to alleviate the problem and hopefully pick up some sales. And just to say, I'm not interested in sales per se. I'm more interested in games. And if a system is selling well, there's going to be more games. I just want to say that. So people, please stop talking about these sales. As a gamer, as a consumer, that you shouldn't give a shit about that, because all you want is the product. I don't care if the Wii U sells 10 or 10 million units. If I get like the games I want, it doesn't matter, But anyway, I think people focus too much on that crap. But anyway, what was I going to say? Crap. Yeah, now I lost what I was going to say. Anyway, Iwata's being too stubborn, too prideful of the Wii U, and I don't know. There's stuff about him leaving, stuff about him, people saying he's got to leave, he's got to go, and all that junk, which sounds harsh, but he's not doing his job. He's not doing his job. If you have a client, or not client, if you have a employee that you tell to wash the floors, and it's been like 5 days and he hasn't washed the floors, there's shit all over the floor, are you going to keep him there? And these Nintendo fans, what they do is that they know he's trying his best. He has 2 systems out there. Yes, I know he has 2 systems out there. You know who also has 2 systems out there? Sony. Technically they have 3 systems out there. And yeah, the Vita ain't doing so well. Granted, it's barely relevant. It's doing better in Japan, really, but at least I see software. At least I kind of see them trying a little bit, Granted, the 3DS is kicking their ass each way from Sunday, but I don't know. I feel like Sony has like they try a little bit more. They got their ass handed to them by Nintendo so many times in the past that just like right now, because of those failures, they're giving the consumer a better product. I mean, look at the PS3 at the beginning. Why the hell did you get it? It was $600 and it had software, but it wasn't good software. That you might as well just go to the Xbox 360, So but now, I mean, ever since 2009, 2010, it pulled a 180, and they made that system worth every cent. You know what I'm saying? I mean, especially now, because it's cheap as all hell now. I mean, if you buy it now, there's a whole crap ton of games you can get, first party and third party. So Sony, I think, is doing a really good job with their systems. But how much time do I have? Oh man. But back to Nintendo. I think what I really, what I want to talk about now, Just before I end it, because I don't think I'm going to spend that much more time on this, is is what they can do, and what might happen and what could happen and all that junk. I really think that they can revive the Wii U. They can do all this other stuff because they have the software. Now they have the software. Unfortunately, they didn't have it in the beginning, which could have been alleviated if you were to use some of your older IPs, such as, I don't know, Star Fox or F-Zero, please. I know I sound like I've repeated those two games a lot this video, but it needs to be. They need to make it. They need to make them, because that Star Fox and that F-Zero would have been pretty nice in the past 12 months. It really would have, along with Pikmin and all that junk. They would have carried the sales too, not just Donkey Kong, whatever, which is coming out next month. I don't know why it's coming out next month. That's ridiculous. What's this? It's not 2 years, but it's like a year and a half later. That's ridiculous. Smash Brothers coming out, God knows when. I'm pretty sure it's gonna come out like fall, maybe spring, but I don't know. I think it's coming out fall. But those some more games, some more different games would have helped with the drought that you're constantly having. You constantly have these damn droughts, Nintendo. And I think that you can. I mean, I think you can do a lot of things, Nintendo. I really think you can. I think you can do a lot of things. You just don't want to. You just don't want to. It's like having Stephen Hawking as a child, and he wants to be a hooker. You know what I'm saying? It's very frustrating because we all know, it's not like we haven't seen different IPs from Nintendo. We have, like, the Ice Climbers, Balloon Fight. These are smaller ones, but shit, make them a downloadable or something, Star Fox, definitely. F-Zero. What else is there? They even got like the smaller crap that barely came to America. Fire Emblem. I just remember that Fire Emblem. I mean, shit. I'm even excited for that damn Yoshi game coming out, which we've only seen like a whopping 10 seconds of. It's whopping 10 seconds. That Yarn Yoshi game, yeah, that one that came out last January. We've only seen like 10 seconds of that game. But anyway, oh god, and Metroid too. What the hell is that game too? I've never played Metroid, the Prime series, so I really want to play it. So there's a lot of things that could have helped the drought, and they can still help now. If they start moving on them, I think they need to up their employees, get some more employees, get some more development studios. You don't need to do that. You just need to give these studios that you do have, because you have a lot, give them more, give them different games to work on, because you have the employees, and you have the well, not so much the employees, but you have the studios to give these out to your own studios, but you just don't. I guess you have like a lack of employees, but you can easily get more, and you just don't want to give them out. What else is there? I mean, there's like a crap ton of things that Nintendo can do. Honestly, I would have wished for a more powerful system, better CPU, better GPU. I mean, the GPU is okay, but more RAM, please. The PS4 has 8, the Wii U has 2, and that's GDDR3 RAM, not GDDR5 RAM, which is faster RAM. But I would have wanted a more powerful system overall. But and you can't. I don't think they can make a new system now. I mean, what they have is what they should work with now. If they really wanted to, they can make another one. They can make another Wii U 2, whatever, or please God, name it something different so we can know that it's a different system. But name this system, if you're gonna make a new system, which would be terrible, but if you would make a new system, please name it something different. Make it relevant, because the damn thing has to be as powerful or more powerful than the current hardware out there right now, and it has to have the same damn features. Can you please have the same features? There's still no voice chat, which Nintendo, if you don't have that on there by Smash Brothers, at least by Smash Brothers. If you don't have that on there by Smash Brothers or by Mario Kart, I mean, you're stupid. I just don't know how else to tell you. These are multiplayer games, and you still don't have voice chat, which is ridiculous. It's a standard now, you know. And if they do make another system, just get rid of the gamepad and just focus more on the CPU and features in general. Which, you know, I don't think the gamepad's a bad idea per se. I just think that it could have been implemented much better. You could have released the system with the Pro controller. I mean, you know, give it like the 6-axis crap that Sony did with their things that, you know, nobody cared about it, but it was there. I mean, more options are better. Give it that, and you know, I guess keep the sticks locations. That's fine too, or you know, move them. It's okay for you to copy things sometimes, and then after that, release the gamepad as a peripheral. You know, I mean, as a peripheral, that'd be a pretty damn good peripheral. Or if you can, which I would like better, if you would use the 3DS as a second screen. I mean, I know it's 3 screens there, but to have a 3DS as that second screen would be amazing. Like, you have 3DS games and you can stream like your Wii U games on there too. Like, that's incredible. You know what I'm saying? I heard that the Wii U only costs the gamepad only costs about $100 to manufacture. I mean, you know, if you really thought about, if you thought more ahead of it, which you should have, the 3DS could have been like the super handheld, like being its own handheld as well as a second controller for your home console. And that would have taken away the I mean, I guess not so much the cost, but the I mean, shit, I might have added to the cost, but it would have future-proofed your 3DS system and your home console system, because even if one of them doesn't work right, you still have that extra feature that's a really good feature. You know, doesn't have to be too far. I mean, I know the gamepad, I think, is about 14 feet. If it was like something like 10 feet, something like that for the 3DS, I still would have been fine, because I know it's a different system altogether. You know, and you're also, the next system you make would have to be like, you have to sell at a loss. You know, you can't cut it even anymore. It's not how systems work. I think even Sony right now is taking a loss on their system. Oh, they're making a small bit of a profit, but it's not too much. It's like about $11 to $15. It's very small. So if you were to take a cut on your next system or whatever you do, then that's gonna have to be it, because you have to sell this next system. But that's, you know, that's all speculation. That's my hopes and whatever. And I highly doubt that's going to happen unless the Wii U have to sell like, I don't know, like what is it, like 1 million under the forecast that is already lowered, and then again this year it's selling like 2 million, because of if it doesn't do that well again, because it has so much software this year, because it does have a lot. I think X is coming out this year, Bayonetta. If it still doesn't do well along with Smash Brothers and Mario Kart, then that becomes a big problem, you know. But anyway, I think I dragged this video out too long. It's just like, damn it, it's like 24 minutes. A lot to say. But you know, as doom and gloomy as this does sound, it's not as bad as everyone thinks it is. I mean, that 9 million to 2.8 million forecast drop it's a big deal. In 3 years, having a loss it's not good at all. But people tend to forget that Nintendo does have a couple billion. They have, I think, like, I don't know, 8 billion, 10 million, 11 billion. I don't know, they have a couple billion, and they have, you know, they can recuperate a lot of money. They just have to use it, and they have a lot of stuff to do than Nintendo. I think that, you know, it's gonna piss off a lot of people, but you know, I think Sony and Microsoft would really wish they were in your position. Like, if they had all the IPs that you had, the power behind those IPs, they are very jealous. But they're not too jealous now, because you're not using them, and you're not I don't think you have much of a plan to. I really still hoping for all those games I mentioned, but I think that you have a lot of potential, and you can, and that's what's really frustrating us, Nintendo fans, because you have a lot of potential, and you really could dominate this whole thing, but you don't. You refuse to. But yeah, I think I said enough. Again, not a Nintendo fanboy, just a Nintendo fan. I do like Sony. I do like all the stuff that they do. I mean, just to add really quick, I wasn't too excited because I wasn't too excited of the PS4 because I already know what that's gonna have quality stuff. Like, I wasn't too excited for the Mario game because I already know it's a quality game. You know what I'm saying? Well, not too excited for the next Zelda game because I already know it's gonna be a quality game. So yeah, I'm not a Sony hater or anything. If anything, I'm a Microsoft hater. I don't like them, but yeah, I think that's it. Today was a pretty damn eventful day. I hope to make some more videos too, because I have not been making them. Like, school came up and everything went to shit. I was planning on making more videos, but everything did not work out right. So yeah, with all that said, Nintendo, keep on trucking, and Sony, keep doing what you're doing. But yeah, I guess I'll see you guys later. All right, see ya.